You're not bad with money. You're just playing a game you don't see. That one upgrade, it never comes alone.
You didn't overspend, and that's important to say out loud before you blame yourself or assume you made a mistake. What actually happened was something very different. You were upgraded, slowly, quietly, almost without realizing it. One small purchase, something logical, reasonable, and easy to justify, started changing how everything around you felt. And your money, without resistance, without stress, without any internal alarm, simply followed that change, step by step. Most people are convinced that overspending is a self-control problem. They blame shopping habits, impulse decisions, emotions, and weak discipline. But that explanation doesn't really survive once you slow down and look a little deeper, because new things quietly begin making demands on the things you already own. You buy a new phone for work, for productivity, for efficiency, or at least that's how it feels. It feels powerful, clean, modern, like a real step forward in your life. Then your old charger suddenly feels wrong, out of place. It still works perfectly fine, nothing is broken, but emotionally, it no longer fits. So you replace it, not urgently, not emotionally, just calmly, almost automatically. Then the case starts bothering you. It looks cheap, outdated, like it drags the whole setup down. After that, the headphones no longer match the experience you're trying to justify. Within just a few days, one purchase quietly turned into several. Not because you wanted more things, but because mismatch creates discomfort your brain wants to remove. Now let's shift to something more personal: fitness and self-improvement. You buy equipment as an investment in your health, your future, and who you want to become. But your old clothes suddenly feel wrong, out of sync with that new goal. You don't look like the version of yourself you imagine when you think about success. So you upgrade, just a little, just enough to feel aligned. Then the room starts bothering you, too messy, too distracting, too inconsistent. And at some point, without a clear moment, something important happens. You didn't really buy equipment, you bought a new identity, and that identity now needs maintenance. This effect becomes especially dangerous when it comes to home upgrades. You change one small thing, something reasonable, something that feels safe, and suddenly everything else starts feeling outdated, even if it works. The fridge works, the floor is fine, but none of it matches the new standard. One upgrade slowly leaks into the entire house. That's how a planned budget quietly explodes over time. Here's the part most people never really notice. You don't buy things in isolation. You buy coherence, the feeling that your life makes sense together. Your brain hates inconsistency more than it hates high prices. So how do you stop this cycle before it slowly takes control of your finances? First, price the entire chain, not just the item. Ask yourself, what else will this force me to upgrade once it enters my life? Second, one new thing must replace one old thing. They don't stack. They don't accumulate. One in, one out. Third, lower your visible status markers, because the simpler your anchors are, the cheaper your entire life becomes. One upgrade creates pressure you don't feel right away. That pressure slowly turns into spending, and spending turns into stress over time. So pause for a moment and ask yourself honestly, which item started your spiral?